I had barely gotten off the airplane when I was called upon to attend the first meeting of my host club, the Rotary Club of Hong Kong North. That dapper-looking fellow is KCO, the current president of Hong Kong North. He's an accountant by trade. I introduced myself, gave my presentation on Sino-American comparative constitutional law, fielded their questions, and exchanged banners. Casey offered a toast of friendship to the Rotary Club of Carroll Creek. My club is very active. In the time I've been here, they've entertained their sister club from Taiwan, dedicated an ambulance to a poor community in mainland China, and even hosted several Rotary glitterati, including former past RI President Carl Wilhelm Stenhammar. According to the United Nations, Hong Kong and Macau are the two most densely populated places on Earth. With over 50 Rotary clubs within these two small city-states, there is always a district event going on. At this one, I play clarinet to thank the local foundation sponsors for their support of the Ambassadorial Scholarship Program. As there are only two provisional clubs in mainland China in the cities of Beijing and Shanghai, Hong Kong is the filter from which most Rotarians currently access China. I am one of 8 ambassadorial scholars serving in Hong Kong this year. I will now introduce them. Lily is a former beauty pageant contestant from Kansas. She speaks Cantonese and is studying journalism and business. Sonia is from Massachusetts and studies public health. She also has parents from Hong Kong and thus speaks Cantonese. Her father swam to Hong Kong decades ago to escape revolutionary conditions on the mainland. Brad is from Chicago but attended university in Arizona. He's studying urban design. Caroline is from the United Kingdom and went to Oxford University. She's in the same law program that I'm in. There's also Ayumi, who's Japanese and studies anthropology at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Matthias is from Germany and studies engineering at the Hong Kong Institute of Science and Technology. Finally, there's Juliana, my favorite among the Rotary scholars. She's originally from Kenya, but is sponsored by a club in Michigan of the United States. She likes to rollerblade, and I got to know her well when we stayed together in Macau. We slept on the beach at Praia de Haxa together for 2 nights, between making presentations at several Rotary clubs across the island. I'm the first ambassadorial scholar ever to be assigned to Macau. Macau predates Hong Kong by 200 years and features an eclectic mix of local custom and Portuguese colonial influences. Today, both traditions stand in awe of the casino industry, which is larger than that of Las Vegas's. In fact, Macau used to be composed of a peninsula and 2 islands, but today those 2 islands have been combined by land reclamation to make more room for casinos. The locals are deeply divided on this, with sentiments aligning largely along professional lines. The oldest club in Macau is the Rotary Club of Macau, dating back to 1948. Its current president is Philippe Fernandes. I live on Hong Kong Island and attend the LLM program in Corporate and Financial Law at the University of Hong Kong. There I am researching and publishing articles on timely comparative legal issues. These include Sino-American constitutional law and the role of sovereign wealth funds, particularly that of China's, on Western corporate governance. On a recent list, HKU was named the number 18 academic institution in the world, ahead of Stanford and Cornell. Its law school is regarded as the best in Asia. I live across campus in the graduate house. Most of my housemates are from the Chinese mainland. This is good for me, as I am studying Mandarin and not the local Cantonese dialect. Early on, my closest friend was Tao Tao. He's a computer major from Shenzhen, China, and, like many Chinese, he's a big fan of NBA basketball. Unfortunately for me, he graduated and had to move out. So, I became better friends with Yu Hong, another computer guy from Xi'an in North China, the site of the famous Terracotta Warriors. We often stay up late at night watching BBC and discussing world events. Next, there's Li, who's in the foreground. She's from Guangzhou, China, and is the only youth I've found who claims to be a proud member of the Communist Party. The rest seem to dislike any association with it. In fact, the Chinese word for comrade, tongzhi, is used as a homosexual slur word by the young Chinese. Yu Hong had a crush on her, but has since moved on. Fang, facing the camera, attended the two best schools in China, Beijing University and HKU. She majored in diplomacy and speaks several languages, including Japanese. She refused to join the Communist Party, which ended her current hopes for membership in the Chinese diplomatic corps, and is settling for translation work. With her background and affinity for Japan, I think she'd be an outstanding ambassadorial scholar. These are especially needed between China and Japan, as the mainland Chinese haven't forgiven the Japanese for the massive atrocities they committed on the Chinese civilian population during World War II. Unfortunately, without Rotary clubs in China, her talents go to waste. Finally, my best friend is probably Ying, a public administration student from Jiangxi province. She likes to retell funny stories, including one that her landlord grandfather happened to luckily lose all of his assets gambling just before the communists came to power. She's also a great tour guide and mahjong player. These are some of the people that I see every day. Now stay tuned and I'll give you a brief tour of my surroundings, Hong Kong Island.